This is the moment I am beyond excited to preview the newest Guildmaster of the Azorius, the one, the only, the sinister Dovin Bond. I do hope you enjoy this exclusive preview video, and if you do, remember hit that like button, it helps out a lot. Dovin Grand Arbiter is one of anything, one white and one blue for a 3 loyalty legendary planeswalker. You can +1 and until end of turn whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on Dovin Grand Arbiter. You can -1 and create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. You gain 1 life. And you can -7 and look at the top 10 cards of your library, put 3 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. New Dovin Bond is nothing like what I expected, not even a little bit. First off, 3 mana, nice. Cheap walkers can be very powerful. Making Dovin 3 mana means that he can fit into strategies that utilize any number of land and mana producers. Next, his +1, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage. That means that each individual creature dealing damage to a player is going to add an additional loyalty counter. Add to that the +1 you get from activating the ability at all, and you can get a lot of loyalty really quickly. Of course, his +1 does mean that he's an Azorius planeswalker who is meant for creature decks. Crazy world we're living in. His -1 synergizes with his +1 by creating a potential attacker to trigger the first ability, and even if you don't attack, it's a blocker for Dovin if you need it, and you gain a life out of the deal. Not so bad against other aggressive strategies where you need all the life gain you can get. Now, his -7 is where our main focus is going to be because his +1 exists solely to get to his -7 ability. You search your top 10 for 3 cards and put them into your hand. Dovin is the most creature-centric planeswalker we've seen out of this guild, just wow. So you get aggressive, play a bunch of creatures, attack in with them all, load up on loyalty counters, then refill your hand, letting you do that even more. This is easily one of the most interesting planeswalkers we've ever had designed. Let's talk playability, and oh boy is there a lot to talk about. Dovin is a creature-based planeswalker. Any deck he's in has to be full of creatures or ways to create creatures. Not only that, but these creatures have to be quick or evasive, because his +1 is meaningless if your creatures can't deal combat damage to your opponents. If you only play him for his -1, then he simply isn't good. We need a creature-heavy proactive strategy. We'll begin with ban tokens. We need lots of creatures to make sure we get damage through. Best way to do that is go wide. Amara, Tristani, Saproling Migration, March of the Multitudes, History of Benalia, Legion's Landing. These are all great pieces for a go wide token strategy that practically guarantees combat damage to players. Then Dovin gives us a great excuse to splash blue. Spell Pierce, Chart, of course, Opt, even something like Curious Obsession. Taking a token heavy build and incorporating defensive and opportunistic blue spells. Give it a bit more tempo power. Tokens tends to be relatively resilient when built correctly. Adding some of this interaction could really give the deck a nice push, and best part, we're getting Hallowed Fountain and Breeding Pool in the set, so the mana is going to be smooth as butter. My second standard idea for Dovin, and by far my favorite, is Bant Super Friends. I know I said Dovin can only be in decks full of creatures, and that's true, but look how many walkers efficiently make creatures. In addition to Dovin, who creates artifacts, Tezzeret creates Thopters, and Karn makes constructs that get bigger as more artifact creatures are created. Jace Cunning Castaway keeps creating 2/2s, even Watley synergizes with all of this, ramping loyalty counters, then making your tokens huge. I have a deck tech coming on this soon, so stay tuned. It's going to be outrageous. Of course, we have to talk Commander, and while Dovin can't lead an army himself, oh my goodness, does he fit into a lot. Who would have thought the Azorius would be so good at attacking? Anyways, in the blue-white color combination alone, Dovin fits very well in Afara, a strategy that deals damage via flyers a lot. Geist of Staying Trapped, basically the same principle, except the flyer keeps coming back over and over again, so gross. Even a deck like Sig River Guide, Merfolk deal a lot of damage very easily, and being able to get to his ultimate quickly, that's huge. In Commander, searching 10 cards deep every few turns, not bad at all. Now, with all of that said, I actually don't think there's a better place for Dovin than in Brea. That stupid deck just keeps getting better and better. Not only will Dovin get a lot of counters from random Thopters attacking because this deck loves that, but he'll also contribute to the artifact cause, creating 1/1s and gaining some life in case you need it. Real team player, that Dovin guy. Dovin Grand Arbiter is a powerful card that's designed for a creature-centric strategy and new standard. Clearly the guy was made with a purpose, and since we're about to see the entire set revealed over the next few weeks, and undoubtedly some great Azorius cards, I think the plan for Dovin will become a bit clearer. Whether it's Bant tokens or Super Friends, maybe something with Aftermath from Orzhov, Dovin will have a place in Standard. Can't wait to try him out. Thank you so much for watching the channel and being a part of this community. Without you, we couldn't have ever dreamed of getting an amazing preview like this. And of course, huge thanks to Wizards of the Coast for including us in preview season once again, always a pleasure. Now let me know what you think about Dovin in the comments. Can't wait to hear what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
you.